Today, I want to talk about setting goals. Setting goals can be tricky if you set the goal based off of where you want to be in the end. And understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying not to have a goal of hopefully being pain free. What I'm saying is to set that as the goal, no good. You need to have goals, plural. You need to have short-term goals and the long-term goal. If the only goal that you have is everything being okay, the whole way to it is going to look despairing and terrible. And there's nothing wrong with setting short-term limits that are not, short-term goals that are not the long-term goals. They do it in business. They do it in everything, like everything, even in schoolwork. They say, I got 5 pages of homework, set a goal. How many pages of homework am I going to do in an hour? If you say, I just got to get all my work done, and in an hour you're not done, you're just like, wow, I'm terrible. I didn't do my work. It's like, no, but have you done some of it? Yes. Okay, did you set a reasonable goal and reasonable short-term goals to get you to the long-term goal? So that's what you want to do. You don't want to say, yeah, I want to be pain-free tomorrow. Now, that's idealistic. But again, if it doesn't happen, it's going to be depressing. So what you want to do is say, hey, I want at least, if I'm in too much pain to sit down for like more than 20 minutes, let's set a goal. The next 3 weeks, I'm going to set a goal to be able to sit down for 5 to 7 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and you work on it. And then once you get to 5 to 7 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes consistently, okay, I want to be able to sit down without being in pain for 10 minutes. And then you set those goals and you work up to the 20 minutes or 30 minutes or however long. And again, I'm just throwing out examples. I'm not trying, and I really don't want to throw out a realistic example because I don't want to trigger anybody. I don't want to talk about a specific pain or a specific instance someone's going through, and then all of a sudden they're feeling anxiety or pain because now they're wondering about what they're going through. So when I use examples, I'm going to use something very simple, something very outlandish, hoping not to hit on anyone's specific pain. So again, set short-term goals and goals that you can reach. In treatment, they say SMART goals. You want a specific goal and also simple, specific and simple. You want it measurable because you want to be able to say, hey, am I making progress? So you want it measurable. You want it attainable. In other words, you don't want to set a goal that you know you can't do. So in other words, if you got 10 books to read, you don't want to sit down and say, and when you're in college and they're each 300 pages a piece, you don't want to say, I want to read all five books today or all 10 books today, whatever it is. Because yeah, you can read those books, but really, can you read 10 books in 24-hour period? 200 or 300 pages a piece? No, not attainable. Time delimited. In other words, you want to have a time so you can measure, okay, in this time period, how far did I go? And how far do I need to go, right? Oh, and I forgot the R. I spelled smart very unintelligently. Forgot R. Has to be relevant. In other words, you have to set a goal that means something to you. You have to set a goal that actually is going to have a meaning and a purpose to you. Like if you're trying to go to McDonald's and you set a goal to go to Burger King and you don't want to eat at Burger King, there's no motivation. Like, what am I going there for? Because I got to go over this way. And I'm going over this way where I don't need to go. So you want to be, you want to be relevant and you want it to be time delimited. In other words, you don't want to give yourself 50 years to do something because there's going to be procrastination. You're going to be like, oh, whatever, you're not going to do it. So you want something simple and specific, right? You want something measurable. You want something attainable. You want something relevant. And you want something that's time delimited. And you set your goals to treat and deal with your pain in that way, in a smart way. And you have the small, attainable goals that lead to the big goal. And then that way, you can see progress. You can feel like there's a real purpose to what you're doing. and you can feel like that, yo, I can do this. So remember, don't just set one goal, set a bunch of goals that lead up to the ultimate and make sure they're smart. Let's get on it.